retaliation in this city. I get so sick and tired of people in this country and in this city that believes that the only thing that you can offer black people and poor people is jails, incarceration, and police officers. Dr. King said this right here in Chicago, the National Conference on New Politics. What did he say? He said, militarism is a sickness. I am trying to eradicate the sickness from this city and from this country.
But people
to offer, no, listen, Mark, I get to answer my question now. You've asked it.
But people,
No, Mark, I'm answering my questions. Of course they are, but you're not going to be able to avoid that if we don't do the things that actually work. We are not split on this issue. The fact of the matter is, no one has asked me to send federal troops into this city to make it safe. It has never come up. It never came up during the campaign. It's never come up in the first 2 years. The fact of the matter is, we are driving violence down on this city, and we're using every single resource that's available to us. Jails and incarceration and law enforcement is a sickness that has not led to safe communities. I'm going to work hard every single day to protect the people who are caught up in violence in this city. Guess why? You want to know why? Because the vast majority of them look like me. This president has never asked a very simple question to me, Brandon Scott, Barbara Lee, Randall Woodfin. He doesn't talk to black mayors about what it's like to live in communities that have been disinvested in. So no, we're not going to succumb to the sickness and the evil that Dr. King warned us about a generation ago. It didn't work in 74, when 970 people were being killed. It didn't work in the 90s, when no one said a mumbling word about how many people were losing their lives because of violence in this city. And now we're actually doing the work that's working. Now all of a sudden everybody has these ideas. They've shown this is a group project, but we're not going to allow the President of the United States of America or any of his ilk look at the work that we're doing across this country, and then now we're experiencing some level of reprieve, and now he wants to put his name on our paper. No, not going to tolerate it. It's a sickness, and we're going to eradicate it.
something a little different. So our cauldron of
He thought he cooked. He thought he cooked. So you ever sit back and just wonder if we all are being gaslit? Like seriously, you listen to some of these politicians speak, and you start asking yourself, wait a minute, do they think I'm stupid? Or they just saying stuff because they know they'll never have to live with the consequences. Because I just watched this mayor of Chicago, Mayor Brandon Johnson, that you guys are seeing on the screen, get up here with his chest out, loud and proud, saying things like militarism is sickness, and we're not going to succumb to evil, and we're driving violence down, and we don't need no federal help. And I'm sitting here like, sir, what city do you live in? Because it ain't the Chicago that real people got to walk through every day. See, this ain't about politics. It's deeper than Democrat or Republican. This is about leadership or the complete lack of it. And this is about communities that are crumbling while people on the podium talk pretty. This is about values and vision and who's really being protected, because it sure as hell ain't this single mother dodging bullets on the south side trying to get her kid to school. And before anybody start typing up emotional rants in the comments, just let's be clear. I'm not here to tap dance for the right or the left. I'm just here to talk to people with common sense and people who care about their neighborhoods, their kids, their dollars, and their dignity. So, in this video, I'm just going to break it all the way down. Is what the mayor is saying actually true? Should cities like Chicago accept help from the federal government? And most importantly, how do we stop falling for speeches while our streets fall apart? Because you can't fix what you won't admit is broken, and you can't leave people you refuse to protect. So let's talk about it, but I'll let them continue.
are saying that Walter Burnett's potential appointment as CEO of the Chicago Housing Authority is being held up again because the HUD has made an offer that you can't refuse, which is that if you all go ahead and appoint him without sorting out these potential conflicts of interest, that CHA will go into receivership, meaning that you will lose local control of the CHA, and it will go to federal control. What do you have to say to respond?
First of all, it's inaccurate information. Second of all, Walter Burnett, the former alderman.
I don't care about their HUD and all that. I don't care about that. So now, let's start with the truth. I mean, the real truth. Not no podium coach with applause in the background. Chicago is in trouble. And no matter how you slice it, dress it up, or call it historic progress, people are dying. And communities are living like they are in a war zone. And let's talk about the facts, not feelings, because in just the last couple years, Chicago's budget deficit crossed 1.15 billion. Chicago public schools short 700 plus million just to keep the lights on and teachers paid. And the property tax is highest in the country. Yes, the same country where California and New York exists. But somehow we're told we don't have a spending problem, we have an income problem. So that's just not leadership, that's just a soundbite. And that's like a man burning down his house and blaming the insurance company for not rebuilding it fast enough. What about the violence? Chicago consistently ranks among the top 4 gun-related deaths. We're not talking about isolated shootings. We're talking about routine bloodshed. Innocent people, moms, dads, kids walking to school caught in crossfire. And yet the mayor get on stage and says militarism is sickness and we're not going to succumb to the evil that Dr. King warned us about in his words. So you're quoting Dr. King to justify doing nothing. Wow. And since he wants to mention these type of demographic of individuals, black kids are being shot in your own city. That's not MLK or Martin Luther King energy. That's just manipulation. Because I guarantee you, if Dr. King were alive today, he wouldn't be standing on the sidelines watching young black men kill each other in the streets while politicians throw press conferences. And he'll be in the neighborhoods talking to people, demanding action, not just reciting poetry over the blood on the concrete. That's the MLK that I believe that will occur today if he did still be alive. Now listen, I'm not saying we need tanks on every corner. I'm not saying lock everybody up. But let's just use the common sense of if you're losing the battle and someone offers backup, you take the help and you don't let your pride stop you from saving your people. So when this mayor and others like him say they don't want federal help, don't want ICE involved, and don't want the National Guard stepping in, the question is, who are you protecting? Because it don't seem like it's the residents, right? So let me ask you something. I'm talking to you guys watching this video. If your child was murdered walking to work because a criminal was let out on bail 3 times, how would you feel about non-militarized justice? If your grandmother cannot afford property taxes because the city blew the budget helping people who aren't even citizens, are you supposed to just clap for the cause? And third, if the mayor turns down help that could stop a wave of murders because he doesn't want to look like he agrees with Trump, is that leadership or is that pride? So I'm going to leave it there for you. And look, we got because what we getting is basically a bunch of words salad and political poetry. And you can't eat that. You can't raise a family on that. And you sure can't stop a bullet with it. So I'm going to leave it there. Let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and got some value from it. Because it all boils down to when are these politicians and these leaders who, in this case, Chicagoans, trusted him and elected a high school, a high school history teacher to lead their country to lead their city who do not know how to manage budgets. He probably don't even know what a profit margin is, let alone he probably don't even know about working capital. Or maybe he do because working capital, no, he don't. You know why? Because he's in debt. Because working capital, at least you'll be able to have enough money to be able to sustain the everyday programs and things prioritizing the residents who are actually legal and individuals who voted you in the first place, because you'll at least have enough to be in the green and not in the red where you're not in a deficit. So let me know what you guys think. On that note, family, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.